What's going on, Unfazed crew? So today we're talking about Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Let's review it.
Mrs. Wang, are you with us?
I am paying attention.
All right, Enrique, how did you feel about Everything, Everywhere, All at Once?
It was an experience, a one-of-a-kind experience. It's a movie that I won't see in a while, but I really did enjoy it. I thought everyone had really great performances. I thought the set design and the language of the film was very unique, and it almost kind of felt like you were learning the language as you watched the movie. And so whenever you finished, you were ready for more, but you understood that was the full thing. That was the full meal. That was all the words in the language. Everything had been said. I felt like it was just an experience that was neatly tied together in the end, and I'm very happy with it. So it was fun. Yeah.
What's some criticism? Any criticism towards the film?
I think the criticism was that, yeah, that's a good question. I would probably say, if I had any criticism, it was that it let you decide for yourself, the true theme throughout. And I feel like everyone's gonna walk away with their own kind of answer to it. But I think that's good for a movie because it leads to better discussion and better, conversation about the piece.
Absolutely. All right. How about star rating from 1 to 5, 5 being the best?
Oh, I'm hesitant to give it a 5, but I really did like it as a 4. I think that, depending on who you're watching it with and the circumstance, you're going to have a varying kind of experience with it. I think that, again, I probably won't watch it again for a long time, but I would love to see it under different circumstances, and I hope I get the chance to.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. This was a lot. This is one of those movies that there's a lot to process. Like, part of me right off the bat, immediately wants to talk about the negatives, but also there were a lot of nuggets of good things sprinkled throughout the movie. So I'm going to try to not give away too many spoilers because I think this is a movie you should just go watch. Go in with an open mind, go in with no expectations, and just check it out, But let me talk about what it did well. Let me talk about the pros of this movie. So first of all, the actor who played Short Round, this was his first role since 1986, coming back to the movies. So that was a treat. Literally just seeing him was one of the best parts of the movie. That was really nice. I'm happy to see him back into acting, and I hope he does a lot more. I wish him success because he's a really fun guy to watch. The cast was all right. I enjoyed the main lady. I really should have looked up the names because I don't know her name off the top of my head. And also the guy who played the grandpa. He was the host from the Chinese food restaurant episode in Seinfeld. Cool to see him. I had no idea he was still alive, so that's neat. That was awesome. And this movie wasn't afraid to take chances. And that's one thing I respect about a lot of A24 projects. They did their own thing. There's really no rules, which I respect. It's like rebel filmmaking. They're taking chances. They're bringing new things to the table. I really appreciated that, and I respect it. That being said, there were parts of it that I kind of want to shit on. It was kind of a mind equals blown type movie where the craziness and the weirdness seemed a little too calculated to me. It seemed a little too like we're trying to blow your mind, And I'm not really into that. It's probably going to be a one-time watch for me. Maybe down the road, maybe I'll watch parts of it again. But I don't know. It didn't really live up to the hype. I'm going to have to disagree with the people that were saying it was better than the Batman. I disagree, as Adam Sandler would say in Uncut Gems. I disagree. This one had redeeming qualities, especially towards the end. I'm not going to give too many spoilers of any kind, but like there were elements of humanity and family dynamics and the meaning of life and thinking of taking the path less traveled that were really cool. And I think there were a lot of like human elements in there that were super meaningful to most people. Like if you think about regret and the possible paths you can take in life, that stuff resonated with me. That was cool. And there really wasn't a lot of that until like the last 20 minutes of the movie. And this is a long ass movie. This movie's like 2 hours and 15 minutes long or something like that. It's a substantial film. So had there been more of a solid, coherent story throughout with a little bit more meaning, I think it would have been better. There was a lot of it where it was just like, you know, wanting the audience to understand it or kind of daring them to comprehend it. You know, one of those movies that gets a little too off the rails and they're like, oh, if you don't understand it, you're stupid. Like it kind of felt like that in some ways. I don't know. Felt like they were being weird to be weird, and I don't really get into that. I think parts of it were kind of stupid, honestly. But am I glad they made it? Yeah, for sure. Am I glad filmmakers are taking chances out there and making content like this that's different? 100%. I think we need more of that. And the fact that parts of it didn't resonate with me or I thought were over the top and kind of stupid doesn't mean that the movie shouldn't exist. You know what I mean? It's like, that's just my opinion. You know, I think there's things that I would change, but at the end of the day, it's not my movie. You know, I'm just reviewing it. So I love that A24 is kind of leading the pack in films that take chances and do different things. Like for me, personally, a better A24 film would be like The Lighthouse, something like that. It's more in my wheelhouse as far as like weirdness and being artsy. Like I prefer that kind of stuff. Or Uncut Gems, something like that. Because I like story. I like a more coherent story. This one didn't really have it. It was all over the place. It was that far end of A24 where it kind of goes off the rails. I've said that before. There's A24 projects that are like more dark and kind of centered and story based. And then there's other ones that are just like, hey, we're going to fuck with your head. And that's what this movie was. It was a mind equals blown mind fuck movie. And yeah, not for me. You know, not a huge fan. But there were elements of it that were a great movie. There were nuggets of a really interesting story, and it did, you know, make you feel at a few points. But then there were other parts where I'm just like, what the fuck's going on, you know? But it was intentional. You know, they wanted to be weird. But anyway, go see it for yourself. It's one of those that I wouldn't say is a recommend for me. Not a highly recommend, but it's one you should go see because I think everyone else is going to go see it and they're going to be talking about it, and you're going to feel left out if you don't know what they're talking about. So, yeah, it is what it is. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm going to, honestly, sorry guys, I'm going to have to give this one a 2.5 out of 5. I feel like there were elements of a 5-star movie sprinkled throughout, but not enough to win me over. Not enough to make me say, wow, you know, I really believe where it's coming from. There were too many points where I was like, they're just trying to be weird. But yeah, go see it, judge for yourself, and most importantly, guys, remain unfazed. Thanks for watching.